on today's episode of Anime Afterthought, Tower of God, episode 4, The Green April. You guys were not lying. This series is pretty fucking good. It's slowly becoming one of those series that I absolutely look forward to every week. Like, oh shit, it's Wednesday, it's Tower of God day. Like, I am absolutely enthralled with the story. The characters are fucking amazing. Like I said, the design of each one is super unique and I fucking love it. Some even pay homage to other series, as we see, as we saw last week, as we see again today, Zoro. And episode 4 is no exception. It gave us a huge info dump, several action-packed sequences, and it is setting up quite a few intriguing mysteries. Now, last we left off, the bonus test, the crown game has begun, with Team Anaak, Shibisu, and Hats taking an early lead. Surprisingly, Anaak bestowing the crown upon herself, taking the position of king. Much to Shibisu and Hats' dismay, or at least Shibisu. I mean, he's not down with, having an OP heavy hitter like Anaak just, sitting on her ass while he has to put his life on the line. Even he considers himself like, the weak link. And this is where we pick up today's episode right after last week's, starting with Bam calling out to Rachel, the hooded figure, the little tiny girl, blonde hair and freckles. Yes, the one that resembles Rachel. Well, he gets absolutely no response, and I'm not convinced that he's not convinced it's not Rachel. I mean, he has a look of a little bit of despair, but also like, I'm pretty sure that chick over there is fucking Rachel. So, and like I said, once again, Shibisu is a comedic genius, letting Anaak know that he is completely displeased with her choice of becoming, king of the hill. But there is absolutely no time to quarrel. As round 2 begins, they have to take on Team Super Infernal Punch, as well as Team Loud Girl, Horn Guy, and Sleepy Sleeping Bag Dude. Yeah, I think we'll stick with those nicknames for now. This is where we get a first key sequence, some pretty good animation. Like I said, they've been pretty good. I mean, very dynamic, fluid animation. Doesn't lose a sense of realism in terms of, speed versus weight and stuff like that. Like, everything looks pretty good. And of course, Hats is able to easily dispatch his opponents, even though that dude goes Super Infernal Punch. Like, he was a key, a key character I wanted to keep my eye on, especially when we saw the Battle of 400. I believe it was Test 1. Now, meanwhile, Shibisu has to take on, Team Loud Girl, his former compatriot, as they struggle through the wall of Shinso. Now, while he initially boasted his martial arts skill, he later recanted to Hats that I think was basically a facade. Like, guys, I'm definitely, not the martial arts master killing machine that I led you guys to believe. Of course, Hats seems a little naive and actually believe him. Like, why wouldn't I trust in my teammates? Like, why would my teammates lie to me? But yeah, for someone who says he doesn't have skills, he's doing work and lands a blow on, Loud Girl and smashes her fucking face. And then add insult to injury, begins to, tell her, oh, I'm not surprised you're falling for me. Like, I don't know if he's just acting this way and it's to just get on people's nerves, or is he subconsciously doing this? But Shibisu is definitely a character. But of course, lose your focus for one instance and you'll lose your lead in battle. And of course, that's what Shibisu does, trying to worry about Sleeping Bag Dude, who has literally made no effort to move at all, gets in a full Nelson from Horn Guy, and Loud Girl goes in for a fucking attack. Luckily at this point, Hats is done with his group. He completely dispatched of his opponents and comes to Shibisu's rescue. Once again, giving us a glimpse of Shibisu's comedic, talent as he becomes all lovey-dovey on Hats. And you know what? Hats is taking it pretty good. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't, well, let's face it, smacked the shit out of him when he came up and tried to kiss him. Like, I could see a pretty good relationship going there. Definitely bro vibes coming off them. But of course, battles can change on the whim, and it looks like Sleepy Guy is up for, fighting now. Okay, here comes Butcher number 1. I'm pretty sure his name is pronounced Lowry in the anime. I don't know. I'm not looking up anything kind of pronunciation.com or anything. I can't find it. So we'll go with Lowry for now. Yeah, it turns out he's a pretty OP monster himself, having the ability to control Shinso. So yeah, something akin to what we saw with Leroux, in the 3rd test, as we see him create this water-esque sphere that quickly, rapidly grows in size and shoots off like a fucking, Kamehameha. Now, at one point, he is referred to as a wave controller. Now, I don't know exactly, but I can assume that this is going to be some type of category, as in how one controls this element, kind of akin to Hunter x Hunter, like, enhancer, emitter, conjurer, specialist in, reference to controlling Nen. That's how I'm, taking this in. But it is pretty unique that they're going to have like their own categories. So I'm excited to see more. But yeah, at this point, he lets off this giant blast and goes straight for Anaak. Yet Anaak is barely phased. You know what? I wouldn't say barely phased. She's fucking pissed. And then we see another new term, ignition. And it honestly reminds me of like Bleach's Bankai. Her sword goes fucking berserk and it transforms and it's like this giant rapidly changing thing. Like first it grows fucking huge and tries to smash into Lowry. Then it, backs off and then creates like several dozens of new like branching swords. Like the thing's going fucking haywire. Meanwhile, Leroux is watching all of this, obviously, from, a safe, secure distance, and he actually proclaims this is Anaak Jahad. So at this point in my thing, I'm like, oh shit, do we have another fucking princess? Wait, do all princesses have swords? Because Yuri, is a fucking, princess and gave Black March to Bam. Wait a second, Anaak's sword and Black March both have, those three little, are they eyes? Like the three little red ovals. Like shit, everything's starting to come together. And of course, Rack is quick to exclaim that this weapon is crazy. Yes, Rack, it is fucking crazy. Like I said, it's like a goddamn Bankai going fucking haywire. But at this point, it's like Black March is like possibly synchronizing with this sword because it starts going haywire. It so much so that Bam is losing control. Like guys, this thing won't fucking calm down. And then I'm thinking to myself at this point, like Black March has like a conscience. It has like a soul in itself. Does this green sword also have this consciousness in it? I'm like, whew. And at this point, when Black March goes haywire, Anaak instantly recognizes it as Black March. Like it doesn't say, oh, there's another sword somewhere. It says, oh shit, this is Black March. And at this point, team, I guess her name is Serena. The Horn guys is Ho, and Lowry are completely disqualified. Serena has taken off saying, fuck this. We need to run away. We cannot take on this OP powerhouse. This is fucking bullshit. Lowry's pissed off, like, what are you doing? What are you giving up so far? She goes, I will run away 100,000 times if it means, I don't fucking die. So it seems another team has bit the dust. Well, for now, because we cut back to Anaak and she's currently attacking Team Bam. And yeah, she proclaims that she wants the Black March. And she's actually a little upset that Bam, somehow has it in his possession. Of course, once again, Shibisu interrupts and's like, Anaak, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why would you leave the throne? We were winning. Something she was maybe annoyed at, but kind of like jokingly annoyed. But of course, once Shibisu proclaims like, what, you left the throne for that fucking sword? As soon as he like brings up the sword in almost, I wouldn't say mockingly, but maybe disrespectful way, she proceeds to break his fucking finger and, give us another info dump. Okay, so there is a series of swords called the 13-month series that were made by a master craftsman, Eduardo Ashul. Butcher number 2, probably. They are a sword series that King Jahad gives to his princesses. And the name of Anaak's sword is Green April. And I'm like, oh yeah, Black March, Green April. If there's a red May, I will shit my pants. Yes, my favorite color and favorite month. Please, God, let there be a red May. Yeah, at this point, I'm like, okay, this is confirmation. Anaak has possession of Green April, which is only given to princesses, so she must be a princess. She goes on to say, you know what? I want Black March. Bam's like, no, I can't fucking do that. I was giving it to, Yuri. I took this from Yuri. We didn't say taking it. It's like, I kind of like borrowed it. And I'm like, Bam, what are you doing? I'm pretty sure in episode 1, they said, this is an act, punishable by death. Like, it looks like it's a pretty serious thing to give away your fucking, your princess blade. I'm like, no, Bam, don't fucking do this. And at this point, Anaak goes in for a fucking attack. Luckily, Leroux is there to stop her. Like, you know what? I've had enough of your shit. You're losing your control. Seeing that she can't, attack Bam and take it right out, especially like right now, she proposes a bet. Bam, if your team wins, I guess I'll let you keep Black March. Bam obviously questions, why the fuck would I bet? I have nothing to gain. Anaak's like, oh yeah, admittedly, after this, I'm going to kill you and take the blade anyways, so at least, you might not die. Now, at this point, Bam is being, pretty conscientious of his teammates. He's worried about Rak and Kun, but at the same time, Rak and Kun are ready to fuck bitches up. Of course, Rak has been dying for a fucking fight. Ever since his introduction, he's been wanting to tussle with somebody. It looks like he's actually gonna get his chance. They step in like, yeah, dude, like even Kun's impressed by Bam's resolve. Like, dude, like I'm completely impressed by you. Bam's like, well, it's partly in due to Rachel. Like she instilled the fact of never break a promise, and technically he has a promise to return Black March to Yuri. Absolutely love it. Like Rachel's like, don't ever break a promise, especially to a girl, and it looks like that has been instilled in his character. Now, meanwhile, while Anaak, you know, her team's disqualified and she's walking obviously back to her waiting room or whatever, they go by the hooded team's room, and the other silhouette, where it looks like to be another girl, I guess calls her out for being an imposter. And at this point, I'm like, okay, so you were maybe a princess, and then you were definitely a princess because you had the sword, but now this other chick is calling you an imposter, and then it sets you off, so maybe you're not a princess? Oh, shit. But how the fuck did you get Green April then? Oh, okay. Going down further. So now round 3 begins, and now several teams are obviously vying for the unclaimed crown and the throne of the king. We have Team Hot Witch, Team Rubber Zorro, and Team Squirrel Boy. They're obviously, going straight for the crown. And this is where we see Kun do work in some kind of vortex, instantly like transports himself to the crown, and just before anyone gets like super close, like they're not even close. I mean, they barely just take off. So it leads me to believe, like, can he manipulate wind, or is he just so fast it created a vortex behind him? I'm not 100% sure. Now at this point, he literally has crown in hand. He begins to place it on his head, and he's like, nah, you know what? That wouldn't be that fun. He's literally mind fucking these other dudes to the point where they attack. Now at this point in the story, he has pulled the blade out of his bag several times. Now he has placed a crown in there, and he also absorbs a giant Shinso attack. Is his bag fucking magic? I have no fucking clue. Well, later on, I even bring it up again, like it has to be fucking magic. Well, it turns out, he throws the crown basically as a decoy to the other team to scramble over it. Well, you know what? It's actually fake. Yes, somehow his bag has the ability to duplicate items or some shit. And as the other teams look back in dismay, Bam is sitting upon the throne. Obviously, everything has went according to Kun's plan. And we end out today's episode with the one girl who mocked Anaak asking the other girl, aka Rachel, if it's okay to kill everyone. Like, are you okay with killing everyone? And she's like, literally zooms in on Bam. Yeah, it's okay. I'm like, okay, so what? Like I said, today's episode was pretty badass. We got a pretty substantial info dump. We have Anaak Jahad, who either is or isn't a princess. I'm not 100% sure. She has the name Jahad. She has in her possession one of these rare swords, the Green April of the 13th month series, crafted by the master craftsman at Waro Ashul, only given to the princesses by King Jahad, who, by the way, his name is King Jahad. It's not King of Jahad. Yeah, I know, you guys keep telling me that. King Jahad. Yeah, she was called out for being an imposter, so maybe she is, maybe she isn't. Like I said, the 13-month series, God, I hope there's a Red May. That'd be so fucking cool. Not to mention, at least when it comes to the Green April, there's some kind of transformation ability, almost like a Bankai from Bleach. It's called Ignition, and in doing so, Green April went fucking berserk and it looked amazing. It just makes me wonder, does each sword have one, and what the hell is Black March's gonna be? Like, is everyone different, or is it gonna go, hey, well, like, ooh, that has me excited. Like the possibilities of transforming swords. Like, we learned some names: Serena, Ho. Is it Lowry or is it Leroux? Because we already have a Leroux though, so I'm not 100% sure. We have a possible Shinso, manipulation category in Wave Controller. We also see that there are other items that can control this, divine element. That chick had a fucking magic wand that could do it. So there's obviously some. There's a lot more to this Shinso than meets the eye, and I hope they dive further into it the further we go on. But yeah, today's episode was fucking badass. We got a lot of shit. We got some good action, some good animation, another slew of interesting character designs. Like I said, we saw Team Fake Zorro, aka the creepy black guy from Spirited Away. Squirrel Boy, like, I mean Today's episode was pretty fucking good. And I'm looking forward to see where this goes. Like, is this chick Rachel? Like, when does she, get into this crown game? Like, not to mention, the big burly dude has not done fucking shit, but we see by his bloody blade in last episode that, the dude's a scary motherfucker. So, yeah. Yes, I had a wonderful time today. So with all that being said, I cannot wait for future episodes.